Number two, another way to get publicity in your area. And I got to take you back a little bit to when Steve and I started our dental practice. Yeah, we're sitting at the front desk, owe all this money, 0 patients, waiting for the phone to ring, scared to death. We needed patients badly. We didn't know what the hell we were doing. We were trying all the usual things. We were trying Yellow Page ads. We were trying coupons in the Howard County Times. We were asking for referrals. And some of these things were working. Some of them were not. But the things that seemed to be working were working slow. And at that time, Steve and I had no patience. We could not afford slow. We wanted to do something that would work fast. I tell you, I like fast. So what I did, in keeping in my tradition of being very simple and keeping things easy, I wrote a 1-page letter. It was very, very simple. And the letter basically was designed that if anybody in the area would read the letter, anybody in the community would read the letter, they would want to get on the phone and call my office and find out more. And I knew darn well that my front desk person was so good that if somebody called the office, she would be able to get them to come in for an appointment. So that was the idea behind this letter. I showed it to Steve. He loved it. So we decided we were going to go ahead and mail this letter to everybody in our community. Maybe a 2-mile radius, a 3-mile radius. I'm not really sure of the radius. But we wanted to get this out to everybody in our community. So we started researching on how to go ahead and get it printed up and put postage on the envelope and address them and get a list of people that were in our area. And we started researching this. And I got to tell you something. We found out that it was expensive as hell. It was really expensive to do a big direct mail campaign. And Steve and I really did not have a lot of money, and we could not afford this. So unfortunately, what I had to do, I had to take this letter that I loved, and Steve loved it. It was so simple and so easy, but I had to take the letter and put it on the darn shelf because we could not afford to mail the letter out. So Steve and I go back, and we're trying our Yellow Page ads, asking for referrals, doing all the stuff that's working somewhat, but just again, it's slow, and we just needed to do something. So came up with this idea a few months later. And I'm thinking about this. There's a group of people in our area, right in Howard County, and everybody has this no matter where you are. Everybody has this same group of people. And I told Steve about this group, and the group of people were people that were just moving into the area. Because if you think about it, every single one of these people that were moving in is going to be looking for a dentist, whether they're moving from LA, they're moving from Detroit, they're moving from Western Maryland. They're all moving into our area, and every single one of them needs a dentist, or will need a dentist very soon. And the good thing about this is, it's a very small number of people. We're not reaching out to a tremendous group that most of them probably don't even need a dentist, but it's a small group, but 100% of them need a dentist. So I said to Steve, hey listen, do you remember that letter I wrote a few months ago? And he said, yeah. So I went over and took it off the shelf. And I said, how about if we send this letter to that small group of people, just the new people moving into our areas? Every single one of them needs a dentist. And he said, that's a great idea. And not only that, we both kind of agreed that if we were not getting these people to come to our practice, they were moving and they'd be going somewhere else. They'd be going to somebody down the street. And we didn't want that to happen. So what we did, we found this list of new residents in the area. We started sending the letter out. A few days passed, nothing happened. But about 4 days down the road, I remember this because here's what happened. We had a little sheet. Now remember, when Steve and I started our practice back in the early 80s, computers were just coming into vogue. And most dental offices did not have a computer. We certainly did not have a computer. So everything we did was done manually. So we had a little sheet at the front desk. It looked something like this. It was just manually written, a bunch of rows and a bunch of columns. And the columns here, the first column says YP. What that stands for is Yellow Pages. And it's HCT, Howard County Times. Essentially what we did was every single time somebody called, Jan at the front desk would make a little check mark if a new patient came in from the, let's say from the Yellow Pages. She would just put a little check. And so we would track every single patient that was coming in, finding out how they found out about us. And I've got to tell you something. Even to this day, this is extremely important. If you're not doing this now, I urge you to do it because marketing is very expensive. And you've got to know where your new patients are coming from. It's not a guessing game, and you can't just hope that you're getting this right. You really have to track it 100%. So I urge you, these days, you don't have to have a manual little sheet at your front desk. You can do it on your computer, but however you do it, please track every single one of your new patients so you're not spending money on marketing campaigns that are not working. So we mailed this letter out. A few days went by, as I said, nothing. But then I went up to the front desk and I saw our front desk person, Jan, making a little check mark in a column that I wasn't really familiar with. And I said to her, Jan, what is that check mark for? And she said to me, the column says NR. That means new resident. We just got a call from the letter you sent out from a brand new resident that moved into the area. I said, that's fantastic. That's great. So we brought the new patient in, saw the patient. A couple days later, another check. Another family came in from the new resident mailing, and another check. Now, Steve and I didn't really know whether this was some kind of fluke. We didn't really, we weren't sure this thing was working just because we had 3 checks in that column. It doesn't mean a whole lot. So we decided the next month we would do the exact same mailing to a fresh group of new residents. We got a new list of people that moved into the area and mailed the letter out again. Same simple letter. Well, 4 or 5 days later, we were up there and we saw Jan checking things on check, 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 check. And this time goes by, check, check, check. This column turned out to be the most populated column on our new patient log by far. Every single month, like clockwork, check, 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 check in that column. It was unbelievable. This turned out to be the absolute best thing Steve and I ever did in our practice to get new patients. And to this day, Steve is using a copy of that exact same letter that we designed a long time ago, and that's how he's getting patients every month. It absolutely works. As a matter of fact, if I could just take a second, is Carol in the room? Carol, okay, Carol, could you come on just real quickly? Carol, I just want to introduce somebody very special. Just run, Carol. Run, 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 run. Run, run, run. I just want to introduce something. Just face this way for a second, because I just want to tell the group here that Carol is a little bit, she has a little bit of stage fright. She's a little bit publicity shy, so I just want to make sure that you treat her well. Smile to her. Don't intimidate her. She's also a little bit weird. Carol, turn around. Just kind of, you're out there today. I know you've got your laptop computer, and you're here. You can help people. You can help people if they have any questions about how to actually get these new residents to become patients in their practice.
I can. I've been helping dentists and their teams for many, many years, 9 years, with sending out the letter to all the new people who are moving into the area. The letter it is very simple, and I think that's what makes it work. It's a very, very good program. When you sign up for the new resident program, which we call ProMail, you will receive a letter that we will help you customize if you would like us to, or you can customize it if you would like to do that yourself. If we help you do the mailings, along with helping you customize it, we will fold the letter up, put it in a regular envelope, and handwrite each person's name on the envelope and use a regular stamp. Dave will lick it. It's very, very personal that way. We'll mail the letters for you, and you will be provided with all of your names and addresses. If you would like to do the mailings yourself, that's fine, and you can do that if you have the time and the staff to do that. I'm sitting outside with a laptop, and you can come to me or you can go to Gabrielle. Let us know the zip codes that you'd like to have patients come from. And we will be able to let you know also approximately how many new people are moving in each month. Another thing that you'll receive from us today, you will get exclusive rights in the zip codes that you'd like to have patients come from. And that's very important because somebody is going to be getting patients from those zip codes, so it might as well be you.
Carol, thank you so much. It was really helpful. And Carol, like Carol said, she'll be out there, but sometimes, whoa, yeah, we're getting applause. Look at this. You made her day, I'll tell you, because she, as I said, she's a little bit shy with this, but you absolutely made her day. I thank you for that. Carol, okay, you're watching this step over here. It's easy to get down.
Yeah, I can
you can jump that way. Okay, be careful now. As Carol said, she's going to be out there. She has a laptop. She can let you know how many new residents, on average, are moving into your area every month. And sometimes, honestly, Carol gets very busy out there because it's a very popular part of the program. So any of our team members, Gabrielle, Stacy, anybody out there can help you with any information. So we urge you to talk to them. Because again, as Carol said, and as I said, these new residents are going to be going to they're going to be going somewhere. It just makes a lot of sense to have them come to your office and not to your competitor.